This video blog is presented by Fortune 500 consultant, international entrepreneur, and author Del H. Smith. Author of Discovering Life's Purpose, Del presents his Meaning of Life video series under the pseudonym Cool Daddy.
Well, welcome back to the Cool Daddy Meaning of Life video blog. Cool Daddy's the name and ideas is my game. In our last video, we left Cool Daddy so excited that he knew we should follow in the S direction, that he was straining at the traces. Well, are you finding it a bit difficult to catch up with Cool Daddy? Should we insist that he relax a little bit in those traces for a while so that we can rethink the reasoning with which we've struggled and apply a little common sense as well? For example, are you confident that we adequately cover the situation that the premise in our last video is more difficult to establish than was our earlier premise? After all, there's not much doubt that nothing in existence can cause itself. But is it not more difficult to establish that all parents that we encounter love the children that they create? After all, children and love are not part of a physics class. So let's apply common sense to this more difficult premise. Because we know that many parents create unintentionally and/or are incapable of love, must we not apply common sense to a subset of parents that exclude these exceptions? Well, when we do this, until we find an exception, we can establish that all capable and intentional creators love their creation. But wait, if we found exceptions when we considered all parents, what's to say that exceptions don't remain in our subset? For example, what about loving parents who no longer love a child with overwhelming mental, physical, or emotional challenges with which they can no longer cope? Although they remain capable of love, have they not become incapable of the love of their child? But does this not exclude them from our premise and thus pose no exception to it? Well, think hard. Are there any other exceptions you can identify? Because if not, then we've established that all capable and intentional creators love their creation. Now, what about the suggestion that our Creator is capable and intentionally created us? Well, our earlier reasoning and common sense established that our Creator was all-powerful. Well, could an all-powerful Creator lack any capability? And could an all-powerful Creator be subject to accidental action? Well, if our Creator didn't create us accidentally, then He must have intentionally created us. Well, these two facts then lead us to the conclusion that our Creator is both capable and intentionally created us. So let's sum up. All creators that are capable and intentional love what they create. Our Creator is capable and intentionally created us. So can there be any other common sense conclusion than that our Creator loves its creation, all of us? Well, one last thought. Is it your observation that all loving parents love the children they create, even when they ignore them, when they abandon them, when they do bad things, when they reject them? Could it be that our Creator made us procreators so that our experience of selfless and unconditional love of our children would instruct us as to His selfless and unconditional love of its creation, all of us? So does this exercise in common sense incent you to revisit the more formal reasoning process in our last video? If so, we'll be here when you finish that revisitation. But if not, are you ready to move on to the next signpost? Onwards and upwards.
Thanks for watching Cool Daddy's Meaning of Life with Del Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.